Hey, you cool cats and kittens, it's time for Valley Review! Okay, so we do this every month, and we're going to talk mostly about T4s, because, the hot T4s, at least the hot T4s now, if you watch Valley
T4s.
Flying, he does experimental T4s. Like, he wants to be on the cutting edge of Wakandan T4s and Hydra minion
testing
T4s.
stuff out for you, brother. Just so you could build your roster, OMG. That is what I'm doing it for.
I'm just going to put this out here. Me, not so much, man. I do T4s that are like, I use this character everywhere all the time, and I need to fill a void, or it has to serve a purpose. Like this, by putting this T4 today, I will use every day for the next month in this node because I'm using it in multiple nodes. So it's very specific when I put T4s. So we kind of do this. My roster went up a total of 600,000.
Ooh, beefy.
Yeah, 7.2. I just want to point that out, that most people's rosters went up almost 10% with the power curve on red stars being leveled out. And what that effectively means is that Ultimus and Ultron without red stars more or less got a 10% nerf. Are you using Ultron less now after the rework, or are you using him the same?
A little bit less. I'm still using him in Ultimus 7 because for me he still works, even though he's a little slower than some of their tunes. But Arena, he's definitely not in the team 100% of the time anymore.
Yeah, I pulled him out of U7 and Arena, and the reason why I pulled him out of Arena is that my Captain Marvel one-shots every single Ultron. She just shows up in the battle, goes first, clears the offense down off of herself, and then she knocks him into red. Black Bolt burps him, and then it's just like he does. It's basically a 4 versus 5 if my opponent's running Ultron. She just deletes him turn 1 every time. And so
when I take out my Ultron, it's Captain Marvel that goes in there, and
yeah.
I like that effect too. I like one-shotting.
And then inside of U7, I'm using Hela instead of Ultron, and it seems to be going much better, much faster. I'm in the middle lane, so I struggle with tons of hand sentries. It's a little different matchup. And Ultron wasn't.
Go right back there. That war MVP, because that went up a bunch. Don't gloss over that, my friend.
But I only get that when we lose. It seems like every time we lose, I get war MVP. So
against Pants of Hulk, Legion of Cabal, you are the MVP, my friend.
Yeah, we got matchmaking is atrocious lately. We literally got matched up against the second largest alignment. So like our average collection power in ours is like 6.5, and theirs is like 9.5. We just got destroyed. I didn't even think we had to play.
And not just in number 2. That was sandwiched between the number 8 and the number 11 alliances as well. So we got 3 bad matchups in a row.
Yeah, 3 bad matchups in a row where we just we couldn't even play. We're on the edge of against the Whaley guilds or the Kraken guilds. I think we're Whaley, they're Kraken. Anyways, let's go into and just look at the roster and kind of review some of the things we're doing. I'm currently working on Colossus. I recently took him to 14. And I'm
jealous. I'm jealous.
I kind of want to say, first of all, a lot of questions about Dark Dimension 3. So far, the only 2 characters I find value in them has been Phoenix, and then Hela. Not because of Hela, but because of Greg, her minion. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking that this guy might be my number 3rd choice because he's allowing Phoenix to get off her ultimate. She gets her special off, right? But then if she gets her ultimate off, they have defense down, it's always a good day. It's usually a good run, and he seems very helpful. I've only done 2 runs. Both have been fantastic. I will report back if I go, because other than that, I don't even know. Black Bolt's okay. Ultron's okay.
Well, you're gonna need Black Bolt. You're coming up on Cosmic soon, so Black Bolt is going to be your MVP. No Phoenix, no Colossus.
Yeah. So, but we'll see, right? I don't know. It's just it's so hard to recommend characters. I can tell you one thing: do not take in Shield Medic. Do not take in Shield Trooper, man. There's a waste of superior basic catalysts, a waste of resources. Okay, so let's talk about, there's 3 characters I'm currently looking into T4s, and I think we'll just talk about Hela.
Fully maxed.
Yeah, part of this has to do with that I have her at 6 red stars, and, I was needing her to get to Black Bolt, and I'm using her in U7, so if I'm going to be frank, though, the 2 that are mostly necessary is her ultimate and her passive, and her special and her her basic are more of a luxury.
Just damage.
Yeah, just damage. And I was looking, especially this basic seems to be pretty juicy for damage inside of U7. I don't know. I mean, I use her all the time. I use her in Dark Dimension 3. I use her in U7. I use her in Arena. On defense, on war, she's insane, right? I mean, she's one of the, you know.
Well, normally I don't like those damage T4s, with the exception of if I'm using the character a lot and they have a lot of red stars, which you got both of them for her. So
right.
I think it does make sense for you in your particular case to do those T4s.
I mean, this extended the disrupted to 2 turns, and so I found that helpful for spreading disrupted around inside of raids. It hasn't been that useful. I mean, both of these two are useful for the raids, but these two right here are useful pretty much everywhere, especially in Arena. The next character that I am sprung on, maybe a little bit prematurely, is Symbiote Spider-Man. I've got him 4 red, 5 gold. Hopefully I can get him to 6 gold. And I hate to say this, I probably have to do all the T4s on this guy. And it's just like, this is 2 turns, defense down, nice in U7. Probably going to take him into Dark Dimension 3. This it makes 100% chance bleed right there, probably the least important. This one here applies the slow for 2 turns.
Duo, yeah, baby.
Yeah, it seems to be synergized very well with Hela because I'm not using it. And then this here just gives them a lot more max health. It's good. Not max health. What does this one do? Yeah, this one gives max health.
I think, for the symbiotes.
Yeah, so. Max health. So, oh yeah, here it is. They're max health. Right. I was just like, where did they go? I thought it was max health, and it seems very useful. Disappeared. Yeah, you have to drag the things down. And so I'm a fan, and I'm gonna call this guy Darth Spidey from now on. I don't like calling him Symbiote Spider-Man. Let's just call him Darth Spidey. It's just a lot easier, right?
Some Darth S.
Yeah. And then lastly, I have been converted over to Mr. Sinister, and I went with the promotion credits, bought the 4 red, and I think I can use him at a 4 or 5. And so, I've got to do this one right here. Some people are wanting refunds off of the passive. What are your thoughts about that?
What happened with the passive? I'm not.
Okay. So you can get 7775 just by doing this.
Oh, just that one. Okay,
yeah, they changed the way it worked, and some people are like, "Well, I wouldn't have done the passive knowing that," and but it still does other things. It gives max health for self and marauder allies and war defense, max health for marauders, and it also gives 20% focus. But before,
that's not the worst. That's not the worst.
It's not the worst, but people. In the past, if you wanted to have a 7775 clone, you had to do the passive. It doesn't work that way anymore. Now you just need to do the ultimate, which is kind of an essential T4, if you will, because it gives +1 ability levels for the clone, so that basically effectively is a 7775. I don't know. Some people are like really upset about that, requesting refunds. I can make a case, I guess, because it worked that way, and then it just stopped. It just changed. It got coded differently. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I think that ultimate is going to be the most important one then. And then if you are really building that Marauders team or using them a lot, then it might be worth investing that passive now, but not as valuable as it was previously.
So this is kind of a big deal. MVP
there's
right here.
Your guy right there. I've been looking forward to seeing him.
I've only had him for 1 day at this level, and I was in U7. He had offense up and the opponents had defense down, and he AoE'd, and some of the hits were like almost 400k, and then he's burping for like 100k. So this guy is.
Jeez.
So I have to say that I used to say that Phoenix and Ultron were tied for best character in the game. I no longer feel that way. Somewhere between these 3 right here is the best character in the game. I don't use Hela as much as Black Bolt and Phoenix. I find Black Bolt more useful in raids and Phoenix more useful in U7 or in Dark Dimension 3. But there's an incoming counter to Phoenix called Ebony Maw. So I think right now it's probably a tie between Phoenix and Black Bolt, between the best character in the game, but maybe it'll be Black Bolt in a month. We'll see, right?
Yeah, we'll see how many people get Ebony Maw to actually counter Phoenix.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be ready. From what I'm hearing from people that do a lot of blitzing, It's easier to get Ebony Maw than it was to get Black Bolt the first time around. It was nearly impossible to get Black Bolt the first time around without spending money. But people are saying that they've planned and they are actually going to be fine on Ebony Maw. You have any thoughts on that, or what are you hearing?
Well, they made Karnak and Crystal. Well, Crystal's not farmable yet, but they made Karnak farmable and Crystal will be farmable, which they did not do for the Inhumans for Black Bolt. So makes sense that it's easier to get Ebony Maw.
Okay, yeah. So I'm looking for it. I'll get Ebony Maw 5 stars, which is fine. I'm not going crazy on the T4s on the team yet. I kind of want to see how the team works. I'm worried that it's going to be cookie cutter, and so I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens on that. And then my other big boost in my roster for the month would be Thor and Sif. Both of those.
Oh my goodness, you're Asgardians, man.
Yeah, this is it's turned out to be quite a team on defense in war. Poor Heimdall.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
I know, right?
Jeez. Even your Loki is 6 stars on all except for Heimdall.
I know, right? So,
wow.
Yeah, basically, I've only been one-shotted once, and it was by like a 500K X-Men. And but other than that, I get 2-tapped, and so it's been good on defense. And I'm hoping that Hela plus Thor will be very useful in Dark Dimension 3 on the Cosmic nodes. And Sif is skill, so as long as I'll probably take her there as well, along with Black Bolt. I'm probably going to have a cruise time inside of those nodes. We'll see. But yeah, I like these guys. I use them everywhere. I mean, I might even use Thor in U7 at some point. I don't know. I mean, it's a possibility that I could do that, you know. So there's a lot of fun stuff to do with those guys.
Well, here's the thing: if you take Ultron off of your, or if you take Hela off of your Ultron Ultimate 7 team, put Ultron back on there, you could use a full Asgardian team. They are that strong, I think. Where do you have them right now?
Oh yeah, probably. That'd be kind of interesting. Yeah.
You got a backup team with Asgardians. You got a backup team with X-Men. So you got.
I didn't even think about that. I might want to try that.Maybe throw in Hela, Loki, Thor, Sif with Ultron, and just see how that works in the raid. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just a lot of opportunities there. I'm proud of them guys. I'm not really working on anything else right now. I mean, Mr. Fantastic, Karnak, of course, and then it doesn't seem like there's a lot of stuff. Yo-Yo is kind of fallen off a little bit for me. I think she's good on defense and arena, but I'm using Invisible Woman more. I'm finding that her middle ability right here is clutch. When Phoenix gives defense down, I save this to clear the defense down and give up defense up, and you actually could survive Black Bolt ultimates. You could survive Phoenix ultimates if you time it correctly. It's just been a real hassle taking Phoenix and or Black Bolt ultimates when you have defense down. Your team gets deleted. You've seen me rage on stream many a times by that just happening. So
rage.
Oh yeah, very very much a rage. But I guess we can go over my save squads. My save squads have not changed much. I use my save squads for arena. It is not
arena.
No, for Alliance War. Okay. I don't use it for Blitz. I mean, I'm a milestone blitzer, and so.
Oh my goodness! Look at that! That is impressive. Yeah. I am very jealous of your Asgardians.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll go through if I want points. It helps me get points pretty quickly right there. So this is a team now. I've been experimenting a little bit against with this team inside of Alliance War on different combinations of Storm, Psylocke, and Wolverine. I've had mixed results. I haven't came to any conclusion on which one's the best. I think it depends on the matchup. So I will probably have to make a video about that later when I figure out what I want to do. This is a defensive war team right here where I've got
looks good.
This guy's useless, man. I just don't like him.
But you met him in real life.
I did meet him in real life. But this is a defensive war team. I'm hoping just that the taunting and he'll counterattack, and then hopefully Captain Marvel just does her thing, and that's fine. Black Bolt and friends.
And humans.
Yeah, Black Bolt and friends. Black Bolt and Yo-Yo are the only two that do anything. Yeah, Black Bolt and Yo-Yo. The rest of the team just does nothing really. I mean, Crystal. I put Crystal on the end just because I don't want her to die, because she gives them health up and defense up. This team right here has been so inconsistent in war.
Are you talking power armor?
Yeah.
Or B50?
It just seems like my rescue gets deleted early. Happened to me yesterday. I was punching down like a matchup I should have won, and they just focused down on my rescue, and my rescue died, and it's just like, I don't know if I can pull this off. You know, it just
yeah, her 2 moves are so important. That barrier in the opening move and then offense up in her second move. After that, she could die. But she needs to get both of those for that team to work properly.
I'm going to probably develop her up just to make her a little tankier because it's just like, man, if she doesn't survive, it's just like the team doesn't really work. It's a combo team right here. So the question that's been asking me a lot is, what am I going to do with this team when Thanos goes to Black Order? And I was saying, I'll just do full Guardians. You know what I mean? And probably put Minerva on some sort of Kree team or Captain Marvel team, or I mean, she can go anywhere, right? What are you doing? What are you thinking?
I'm gonna put them on. I'm gonna put Minerva on a Kree team, and basically for Blitz, I'm already using full Guardians right now. So
okay,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
But yeah, for war, I still use BKT.
Okay. Yeah, but it's going to change. I mean, Thanos is going to go to Black Order no matter what, from what I can see.
Yeah, so that might be going to, what do you call that? I totally lost my train of thought, but I agree with you.
Okay. And then we've got Bounty Hunter, Brotherhood 2.0. This is my favorite team right now. This punches up pretty much against everything. Yeah, they work almost against anything. Definitely an offensive war team, and they just clean up. I love them. I haven't been disappointed by them yet. It's just, it seems like they almost don't pull it off, and then they do, and it's just like, wow. And I'm really liking Blob being next to Jugs. Just
I was going to ask you about that. Where'd that placement come from?
Okay, so there's a couple things right here. Is the number one thing to protect on this team is Pyro. So I moved Pyro as far away from Blob and Juggernaut. And a lot of people say, well, put Pyro next to Blob, and a lot of people will do like Jugs, Toad, Blob, Pyro, Magneto. And then the idea there is that Blob is giving deflects to Toad and Pyro. I'm just finding it better if Pyro is all the way on the other side. I'm not finding that these guys don't have taunt. These guys always have taunt. And plus, Coulson, he's having higher offense because he gets offense up, so they're not targeting Pyro anyways. And so what happens is that these guys right here, he's feeding deflects to him. These two are sucking up all the damage, and they're always taunting. Always. Like, I'm not finding a situation where they're not taunting. And then there's counterattack on Blob, so the chains don't make it through the rest of the team. And then he's got dodge. I don't know. It's just like Pyro is so far away from the battle that he's protected just by being far away from the two tanks. And so
I'm seeing your placement, and I'm thinking I got to redo my Brotherhood because I kept the same Brotherhood because I kept Mystique where Blob is right now because she has the flex, and I never switched around. So that reminds me that I got to switch my Brotherhood.
Yeah,
around.
Reminix specifically was responsible for this team placement. This is 2000 IQ Reminix suggestion right here. And
well, if he suggested it, then I'm going to use that.
Because I've seen many other logical team placements, specifically going Jugs, Toad, Blob, Pyro, or some combination where Blob is giving the deflects to Pyro and Toad, and he told me, he says, no, you want these two side by side. The counterattack stops the chain. He's gonna have dodge quite a bit. Magneto's just like one more little layer between, and then and you know what? And he's right. Pyro just is so far away from the battle, he doesn't get touched. And as long as Pyro survives, the match seems to go well. So I haven't had any issues with that.
Right.
I moved the team placement around on this, and I'm still not sure. There was a time where I put had Nick Fury feeding all of the energy into Shield Medic, and Nick Fury was on the end. And so I'm not sure if these two should be switched about. All I know is that Shield Security needs to be as far away from Shield Medic as possible, and Coulson needs to be as far away from Shield Medic as because she's going to revive him. You kind of want him to die,
Makes
and then
sense.
she revives them. But there is a case to be with that. If Nick Fury does a basic, he would be feeding all the energy to Shield Medic. I get it. We'll see. Team placement is subjective for each match, and so far I'm happy with these. I mean, I think about it, but
some of them don't matter too much depending on the team, but some of it matters a lot.
Oh yeah, I've had people want to fight me over my team placements. It's like I doubt it matters that as much as you think
Put up
it
your
does.
jukes.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know, man. I'm not losing, so what am I gonna do? Like if I lose, then I'll change mine up, right?
And you'll rage and switch it
yeah,
up.
same thing here. I just separate the two tanks, on farthest away from each other. This one right
This
here.
one matters. This one matters.
Yeah,
the
this one
placement.
is protect the queen, right? You do not want her to die, so I've got the tank on the opposite side, and Ultron can die once and revive on his own, so why not put him next to there?
Assaulter next to both of them.
Yeah, and this
speed,
is feeding the turn meter to these
perfect.
two. I don't think it matters on this. This is just to put her in the middle because she's going to soak up damage. He's going to be healing himself up. He's going to be a tank. He heals. She just soaks up the damage. She has high armor. And then those two, just hopefully they survive. Or we're basically just protecting the Black Panther. I don't know what to do with.
You have Drax.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this team right here. This team is going to get moved and changed. This is just kind of temporary. I'm not having any problems with this team. It's just that it seems to be that once the symbiotes get going, they get a lot of turn meter and they have defense up and they're kind of fine. And Spider-Man is not adding anything to this team at all anymore because he just doesn't. And yet this team down here doesn't work without Spider-Man. If that defense down is so critical to this team, and he doesn't add anything to this team, so I moved him down there.
You know what? I might move Spider-Man to my hero brawlers, put Psylocke on that team, on that Spider-Verse team, just to remove some debuffs because that's where they're kind of weak.
Oh,
where you have Drax right now. I might move Psylocke.
Yeah. The other thing too is that in raids I've been running Groot with these three. Groot, just because these guys get screwed if they have heal block. And it's just like, there's a raid, I think, in one of the Gamma raids where I can run these three with Groot and maybe Captain Marvel, and it just does fine. And if they ever get heal block, Groot gets rid of it, then they just do their thing. They're kind of crazy. Standard, trash, awesome. Hands. You could put anything you want here. You could put a Kingpin, Hand Sentry, Ultron.
Merc Riot Guard's another standard.
Merc Riot Guard,
Ultron. I've seen some people run Cable in that 5th spot.
Yeah, Cable. And I just thought that this is kind of a garbage team right here, so why not just do that? I'm actually
just make them full garbage right there.
That's a full garbage. This team does not get used, by the way. Don't take this into anything. And then down here we've got
one extra spot. What is up with that?
Oh, well, because I build teams for videos, and you have to have that open slot. I don't blitz enough for it to matter. And and we have more teams than are needed inside of war right now.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, people cancel attacks. I don't know if that's the right thing to do anymore. I don't think canceling attacks is a good idea. If you should, unless it's like there's situations where
they're starting with full health.
Yeah,
other teams starting with full health. You haven't killed anybody.
There's time, but most of the time, if I make any progress in killing their cooldowns or anything, there's more than enough teams. At least I find, you know what I mean? How often do you have teams left over in war? It seems like it happens a lot.
Yeah.
So it's I don't understand the canceling attack thing that much anymore. The other day, I took out one character and they're like, cancel a team. I was like, I'm never going to use this team again. There's no point to saving this. And that makes, I can use a different, way lower team. I don't know. Canceling attacks doesn't seem to make as much sense anymore. Of course, there's always situations. So, anything before we go to the giveaway?
No, I like your placement. I'm going to switch around some placement, and I love your Asgardians, my brother.
Yeah, I'm proud of.
I'm jealous. I'm very
proud
jealous.
of my. I'm proud of my Asgardians. I'm proud of my Black Bolt. Woo. Anyways, I certainly paid for it. That's for sure. My goodness. All right, guess what time it is?
Is it the best time? The giveaway time?
It's time for the giveaway.
All right. I love it.
All right.
I love it.
I really hope you like this video today, because if you did, you are in luck. For every single person that likes this video, you will be getting for free in your account an 8-star cool cat and kitten.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
This is not a scam. Yeah.
Man, that is a character that could just kill other characters and just not even know what happened. You'd be like, where did that character go? Oh. It was the cool cat and kitten that killed it.
The part in the show where she's doing her podcast or her stream, and she's standing there in front of a green screen. She goes, "Hey, you cool cats and kittens." I was like, "Oh God." I was like, "Oh, is that me? If I do that?" I was like, "Hey, What's up, gamers? Keep on gaming because gamers are cool. My goodness, right?
Cool, baby.
All right, head over to Valley Flying's channel. We did a roster review of his. We have a great focus on your blitz teams, and I'm not a blitzer, so if you have an emphasis on blitzing, be sure to head over to Valley Flying's and take a look at his blitz setup. It's quite nice, actually. All right, anything you want to say before we go?
Gamers are cool.
Dab, 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 dab.
Dab on the haters. Dab on the haters.
I don't even know what that means. I think that's like in 2017 or something. All right, bye.